I'm Danny Dyer. Playing hard men and acting tough has been my bread and butter. But now I've got a new role. I'm going to be tracking down some of the most feared men in the country on both sides of the law. I'm going to find out what makes them tick, how they got their fearsome reputations, and why they're considered some of Britain's deadliest men. He's been a football hooligan, a boxer with over 100 knockouts to his name, and had his own security company which ran the door of over 200 clubs in Edinburgh. At just 17, he was Britain's youngest criminal mastermind, a teenage godfather who ran the streets of the Scottish capital, the original baby-faced assassin.
I was always a frontliner. I'm a born leader.
I'm meeting Bradley Welsh, a man who, before he was barely out of his teens, was feared in the ring, on the terraces and on the streets. And whose young life of crime and violence ultimately led him to jail. Now, I've met him before when we made a film about football hooligans a couple of years ago, so I know all about his fearsome reputation. Last time it was all about being a hooligan. Fucking get up there.
I was 14 and I'd been arrested up in Dundee, arrested at Ibrox. I'd been like 7 arrests. I was only 14 for violence at football.
But that was just a small part of his complex character. Of all the blokes I met doing the football factories, he was the one that stuck in my mind. He's 38 years old and runs a gym in a tough part of the city.
Jab.
He's one of Edinburgh's faces, thanks to his notorious past.
Brad's a force of nature. I mean, he's one of these guys that you'll maybe meet 2 or 3 of them in a lifetime.
Scary, man. Just scary.
Good to see you, Brad. It's been a while, mate. Oh, cheers. It must take something special to be a big player in the criminal underworld before you're old enough to buy a drink. So I've come back to get the rest of his story. So obviously, look, it's going to be nice to spend a bit of time with you properly, you know.
Come up here and we'll show a bit of Edinburgh. It's a beautiful city, as you can see.
Yeah.
We'll maybe take you a wee bit of the sort of part of the cities that people don't see, yeah?
Yeah.
The underbelly a wee bit, yeah?
Yeah.
Have a look at this.
Already I'm remembering that Bradley's brain works at 100 miles an hour and he wants to cram in as much as possible. He's eager to tell me everything about the city, but will he be as keen to talk about himself? He's going to give me a tour of Edinburgh, but what I really want is a tour of inside Bradley's head. Now, I just don't know how far he's going to let go. I just get a sense that he's holding back a little bit, you know, which doesn't surprise me, really. I get the feeling that Bradley isn't proud of his criminal past, and now that he's a reformed character, he doesn't want to be seen bragging about his exploits. So what, if anything, am I going to find out? In 1970, Bradley Welsh was born to working-class parents in a deprived area to the southwest of Edinburgh. He's taken me back there to see the place where he grew up.
So this is Morden, yeah? This is where I was, I was born, yeah? This is still, you know, quite a bad area for drugs and stuff like that. They're very cheap accommodation. And I was born on the 8th floor there, yeah?
Oh, so that was your building, was it?
Yeah.
After Bradley's father was thrown out by his mum, she brought up Bradley and his elder brother. It was her fighting spirit that would inspire him all his life.
My family were everything to me. And again,
Yeah, you're close to your family, aren't you?
I'm really close to my mum and my brother and stuff, yeah. My nephews. We're really close to that family. That's what's got me through all the adverse points in my life, yeah? It's having that closeness of family.
She took him to boxing when he was 7. Boxing ran in her blood. Her grandfather was a prize fighter.
At the age of 11, 12 years old, I had under maybe 250 fights. So I was boxing from the age of 7 years old, which I started to do as somebody to channel my sort of energies into. It was my mother and my brother that got me to do that, because I was a bit of a wayward child, shall we say, yeah.
It was his first boxing match, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. It was only 2 rounds, we were only 8.5 or 9 years old, and the referee stopped Bradley. He was like slowing him down. He was going so fast that he was turning round full circle, and he was going so fast. And that sums Bradley up.
He excelled in the ring, small, wiry, and with explosive power. He had a never-say-die attitude. He won bout after bout and established himself as a genuine contender. But it was his passion for violence outside the ring that would define Bradley Welsh.
I was winning Scottish titles and stuff. But the same day I was winning Scottish titles, I was running away from the competition, jumping on buses from Meadowbank up to the football and then fighting on the streets.
Coming up, Bradley tells me how friendly the people of Edinburgh are.
If you can't fight, you're going to survive up here. Simple as that.
He graduates to become an underworld godfather.
I would rather have a gun in my hand than a kind word, yeah?
And I learn about how he dealt with rival hooligans.
Everybody tried. Nobody ever made it over here. People made it over that way.
I'm up in Edinburgh with Bradley Welsh, a football hooligan leader at 12, a champion boxer by 15, and a gangster before he could vote. Back in the day, the very mention of his name struck fear into people. From what he told me so far, I realised that first and foremost, he's a product of his hometown.
All the hard men come here. All the hard kids come here. All the ladies are good workers, good grafters, good earners, and they can all fight. They can all fight with their hands, yeah? There's something in the genetics up here, yeah? Because if you can't fight, you didn't survive up here. Simple as that.
Just like Bradley, there's a violent side to Edinburgh that the guidebooks definitely don't tell you about.
The underbelly's always been with Edinburgh, this Jekyll and Hyde side to the city. And, you know, you see it's very evident, like the old town and the new town, and even within these areas, you know, rich and poor live together.
What that means is that the other parts of the city where people actually live are almost kind of deemed not to exist.
But whether rich or poor, one thing in Edinburgh did bring everyone together. Well, half of Edinburgh anyway. Easter Road is home to one of the city's 2 football clubs, Hibernian FC. Bradley wasn't a football fan, boxing was his passion, but when he was taken to see Hibs play, he was shocked by what he saw happening to his city.
Now, every time that you came to Easter Road, yeah, Rangers and Celtic predominantly, because they were the big force in Scotland, would go to every city in Scotland and they would piss all over the streets. And they would take over, mate. As a young boy coming down here at 12 years old, I was fearless. I was a boxer, I'd had about 200 fights, mate. And then coming here, I used to see Hibs supporters hide their scarves. And I can remember going on the train or something and saying, well, you better hide your scarf. And to me that was like, what? You know, because this is my city, this is the castle that I live with. This is, you know, this is where we're from. I was never brought up to hide anything.
It was 1982, and football hooliganism in Scotland was rife. Bradley's elder brother was part of Hibernian's main hooligan firm, the Capital City Service.
What the Hibs casuals became notorious for was how tightly knit they were and how closely bonded. And I suppose for any criminal organisation, because that's what they basically were. I mean, they were breaking the law all the time, like the mafia, you know, how tightly bonded they are. And that was what's quite unique about Hibs.
Determined to play his part in defending his city from the invaded hordes, Bradley and his friends formed their own infamous group, the Blackley's Baby Crew.
I'm a born leader. That's what I've always done. I've never listened to other people. I've always took things, maybe partly because of my confidence. So I sort of formed my own wee mob, and how I done that was I collated them together, got membership cards, and sort of organised them along a battalion line, yeah? And there was literally a couple hundred boys at that time. by no means was I like just the main guy. That was the beauty about this Hibs thing. There was 50, 60 main guys. That's what our strength was.